Hi folks, welcome to another video from A Plain Truth 2. I'm out in Fort Bragg, California after a very stormy night. That was quite some lightning last night we had, and some very torrential rains here in the end of March. And I'm here with a lady, Elaine, who I just met, and she's been being treated with biomagnetism, harmonic frequencies, which I have just started getting my treatments on. And she's sharing her story with us about what has happened and how it happened and what she was physically, mentally, spiritually feeling before she got treatment, and then what the treatments have done since then. So Elaine, thank you for speaking with us, and can you share your story about what your symptoms were or what brought you to start the healing process here?
Okay. My son told me about Jay and thought it might be helpful. I had a lot of problems with digestion. There were a lot of foods I could not eat. I was pretty much sick to my stomach most of the time. Also, I figured, well, while I'm getting an overhaul here, maybe he could help me with another symptom. One of my symptoms from post-traumatic stress disorder is I was oversensitive to anything traumatic. Would be very hard for me to deal with, and I got treated for that, and I'm able to deal better with life. One of the main problems that was happening in my body is mercury poisoning, and that came from when I was a young woman working in a dental office in the 60s, and we handled it in our hands all day long, and I became very toxic and had to quit doing that line of work. I was quite surprised on how much better my health felt. I was able to eat everything again, and it was shocking. I mean, people didn't even have me over for meals because I had all the I can't eat type of things in a huge list. So I'm thrilled. I mean, I'm enjoying food again, and I'm able to move forward. I had some problems with pneumonia and was treated and was able to deal with it without medication. Recently I was in an accident, and I had frozen shoulder left over from it, and after surgery on the hand, and didn't realize because I feel strongly about the work that this magnet therapy does, I've allowed myself to be used to be able to treat people remotely. Jay Hughes has been treating me to help other people in other areas, and I told him I didn't think there was any problem, I was doing good, and he said, "No, you have a problem, you have a pinched nerve in your left shoulder." And I said, "Oh, maybe, because I can't move my arm very well." He treated it, and the flexibility just came back, and I'm no longer worrying about having to do surgery on my shoulder from this accident.
Can you show where your arm was to where you can move it now?
Oh, well, I couldn't move it up. I couldn't take care of cleaning under my other arm. I couldn't even cross my arms like this. This arm would not move very well without excruciating pain. But I'm overall balancing. Oh, yeah, I can move it.
Well, and before what was it? Show us what you could do before.
I could not even put my arms together like this. It wouldn't even go. I couldn't even move it. It was so painful. I have a gate. I have to push the combo to get in, and I couldn't even do that. I had to step out to do it. My arm would not do this. But my arm's mine now, so it's pretty exciting.
Oh, wonderful. And then on the digestive, on eating things, was that associated with the mercury, do you think?
That probably had a lot to do with it. My daughter was quite concerned with this mercury poisoning, and had a hair analysis done, and there was no mercury poisoning in my system. So it got backed up after Jay had treated me, and my symptoms had gone away for eating everything, and made life a lot easier for me in the whole bigger picture. I feel like I've regained my youth, my health. I'm healthy again. So.
And can you explain how long ago this was? How long before your first treatment? How long ago was this?
I guess we started about a year ago, and I got treated pretty soon. I mean, it wasn't that long before I was feeling better, but I kept coming because Jay needed to be able to have somebody to work on to treat people remotely, and I strongly feel that this is such a great healer. I wanted to be a part of that, and so I volunteered to help.
So the first time, like he's done with me, is we've had 3 treatments, and I describe it as being a funnel where the first diagnosis came up with maybe 30 different toxicities in my body, and then the second treatment we had maybe 20, 15, and then this last one we had maybe 6, 8 type of thing, and I'm going to do another treatment here. But what was your first treatment, and what can you describe the process, and then when you started feeling any type of change?
Well, I slowly started introducing foods that I could not eat, and felt that I was surprised that I didn't have the reactions that I had. My stomach was no longer so upset that I was, felt sick to my stomach. I was taking a lot of digestive enzymes and papaya tablets just to function. And they just started slipping away. We've worked so long and for so long, and worked on many other people that I can't pinpoint, but it worked. It worked so well, and I wanted to be able to help other people that hadn't gotten a chance to come up here to get worked on that needed. I mean, we were working on children that were exposed to the horrible stuff that was burning in Santa Rosa. I remember we had a little 3-year-old and a 2-year-old that we were working on, and he was communicating with the mother, and the children got better. And
how do you know they got better?
because the mother said so. The mother told him that they were better.
And what was the time period between when you started and when you talked to them and they were feeling better?
I didn't personally talk to them. It got relayed through.
So a week, a month, or do you know how long a time period we're talking about?
Can you fill that in, Jay? I can't remember. It wasn't, I mean, it's coming pretty regularly.
Not a long period of time.
Not a long period of time, about a week.
Yeah. So as Jay was explaining to me, sometimes it's instant, sometimes it takes a while. You just
Right.
don't know,
Right.
because everybody's got different things going on. So you've had many treatments, and can you explain a little more, because this is something that a lot of people, I understand it, and I can comprehend the ability to be able to do this, but this is energy healing, correct? This is
Yes.
using our energies. We're all connected, and that Jay has allowed into you the abilities to use the healing process in others.
Right.
Is that correct?
Yes.
And
This can
we're
be
using-
done remotely. It can be done remotely. Just as psychics can work remotely, and healing doesn't have to be one-on-one right there. I mean, it's another perspective in life, and it was beneficial. We could see the difference where people say, "Yeah, this is feeling better now." It was exciting to.
Can you give me another example, maybe? What was your first experience? You remember the first time you thought that coming through you were affecting change?
Your family.
Well, right, my family. I would, while I was on the table, I'd mention different family illnesses that was happening. My daughter not being well, and she had pneumonia, so he treated her, and so we were able to deal with my great-grandchildren's health and my children's health and my grandchildren's health, and it just it was thrilling, to see the results happening in my family also. They were feeling better, and I'd say, well, you got a problem? I'll talk to Jay about it, and so I talked to him about what was going on, and he checked them through me and was able to determine, sometimes it was something in the pancreas or something in the liver, it's like, and he's able to have the magnets help the body clear that. That's how I see it. It's working, the body helping itself by using this positive and negative energy.
And as I understand it, balancing us back to
Yes,
our natural
I
healthy,
feel-
energetic self of
Totally.
polarity, balance in our polarity, our pH system,
Yes.
finding the neutrality, all these things that balance our systems,
Right.
nature balances, right?
Right.
And so when you notice that in your children and in your family members, did you say anything to them? Did they notice, come to you, or did you see it and you brought it up to them that they were feeling better?
They told me they were feeling better, and I'd say, I'd ask them about it, and they said, yeah, I was feeling bad, I'm feeling great now. And I said, well, I had Jay work on you, and they said, oh, that's why. Okay, good. So, they were thrilled to be able to have that feedback also.
And you're now still treating yourself because of the accident. You're just saying you do daily treatments to
No,
help
I
yourself?
haven't had a treatment in a while, but I did when it was a couple of weeks ago, I guess it was, and Jay needed to treat somebody else, and so I came to do it, and I said I'm fine. Oh, he needed to treat himself, and I said, well, let's just treat you. I'm fine, and he checked me over with the way he checks with your feet,
Right.
And he said, you got something going up in your left shoulder. And I said, well, yeah, I guess. I can't move my arm very well. And so I got off the table and I was like, wow. And the next time I came to help him, I was sitting there like this. And I thought, oh my gosh. I was laying on the table with my arm up like that. Well, I couldn't even do that before the accident.
And you were doing it without even thinking about it.
Without even thinking about it, my body was much more flexible.
And that's what I'm finding with my walking, where I was very, very gimpy and very difficult to walk. I'm getting my stride back. I'm not thinking about every step. It's just it's on the path of healing.
It's a new lease.
Well, and then also, did you do the diet as well? Like I'm going
No,
to start
I
doing
didn't.
the Budwig diet as well.
I did a little bit, but I didn't stick with it.
Okay.
I'm a meat eater.
Sorry. We're all learning. We're all growing. And is there anything else, Elaine? Thank you for sharing that you'd like to share with us and talk about.
I think my body's so much more balanced. I feel healthier all the way around, and I no longer worry about what I can eat. And I used to go to a restaurant and order according to what there was I could have and eliminate this and eliminate that. It was crazy making, and now I'm enjoying food, having things that I've kept from eating for 20 years. And I couldn't drink coffee before. Coffee would just turn in my stomach upside down, and I'd feel bad. And now I get a cup of coffee every morning with half and half. I couldn't do dairy, and I couldn't do wheat. There was a huge list of things I couldn't do, and a lot of really good vegetables and fruits that I couldn't handle, and my body handles them just fine now. So.
And this has all been within a year.
Yes. Yes.
Oh gosh, this is exciting. And then I have friends like have lupus from over vaccinating and stuff, and she showed me a card of all the things she can't eat.
Oh, it's
And
crazy making.
Yeah.
Trying to live in society with all the things you can have.
Yeah, we're seeing a lot of that with the gluten intolerance and all those kind of things that are going on as well. Well, thank you so much. Continued healing, and you're now become a healer. And I wrote in my blog the other day. I said, "Let the healing begin, and let it begin with me." And I didn't really put it together till right now. Is we are conduits for healing. We're all going to be healers through this process now that we're uncovering and discovering. And great kudos to Jay and to other healers that are doing this biomagnetic work to harmonize our bodies, our frequency harmonizing that brings us back to universal health against the great toxic world we live in. So,
Yes.
thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, folks. Well. Hi folks, welcome to another video from A Plain Truth 2. I'm out in Fort Bragg, California after a very stormy night. That was quite some lightning last night we had, and some very torrential rains here in the end of March. And I'm here with a lady, Elaine, who I just met, and she's